In Thailand, I paid £200 to have my portrait painted by a monkey. This is that portrait.
All right.
Can I give you that?
David, what do you think?
There you go.
Treasure it.
What colour shirt were you wearing?
You probably want to ask less what colour shirt I was wearing and what colours were available to the monkey at the time.
You don't particularly remember it being green?
No, and I don't remember having 4 green ears either.
And what colours were available to the monkey? Blue, red, green and its own excrement?
That's my face!
Can I just say, I was recently at a zoo where I was painting with chimps. In the North Wales, in the Colwyn Bay Mountain Zoo in Wales, and I tried to get them to paint stuff, and there's no way that they would have done that well.
I'm not being racist, but that's your Welsh chimp. That's all I'm saying.
How big was the chimp?
Well, let me remember now. He was sort of like this. He's about that big sat down.
Yeah.
So that plus a couple of chimp's legs.
I honestly don't think that a monkey... There's a sort of mouth on that, and his eyes, there's 2 blue blobs of eyes.
The monkey
monkeys can't do that.
You think it's too good, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the resemblance is too strong. You've even got your little squinty cockeyed eyes.
Don't push your luck. Things I have to put up with on the show. You're wondering why it's like this, OK?
No, it's him did it. I'm not wondering why.
It could have been better, but he was a surrealist.
David, what are you going to say? Is this monkey story true?
I think it's a lie. I think it's an absolutely pointless act to get a monkey to paint a picture of you, and I think Lee would also have thought that.
I think Rod thinks it's a lie. We know that. Sally?
He looks like a hard man.
Okay.
He wouldn't be easily...
So, David, you're saying
but
lie?
I think we all think it's a lie,
OK.
yeah.
Lee?
I'm sorry, but it feels weird being up and not being able to press something. Do you mind?
Not at all.
It is, in fact, a lie.
It's Lee.
Possession.
Lee, if you step out from behind the desk, read the card first.
When I ran out of petrol with my kids in the car, the only way I could get to the nearest garage quickly was on this.
Yeah. Pop that down there, sir. Brilliant.
So where did you break down?
I broke down just after this round, crying. It was a country lane.
Whereabouts in the world?
It was just somewhere around Oxfordshire. You're from Oxfordshire, aren't you?
Yes.
Let's change that. It was somewhere just around Oxfordshire.
And this was in the car?
This was not in the car. This belonged to a farmer.
Belonged to a farmer?
The smallest, campest farmer you can imagine. So I run out of petrol, we're in the middle of nowhere, I pull over near the hedgerow bit.
Yeah.
And then I remember passing a petrol station back there.
How far? A mile? Half a mile?
About a mile and a half.
Mile and a half?
A mile and a half, and you didn't just think I'll walk a mile and a half.
No, it's not, it's 3 miles, isn't it? Because you've got to get back as well.
That's
Got
true.
you there, isn't he?
Yes.
I have to say, though, with you all Oxbridge and everything, and him having no education, that's quite embarrassing.
But still, 3 miles, that's not that far.
3 miles is a long way when you've got children in the car crying.
Well, hold on then. If you did 3 miles on it, you can definitely do 4 yards. So let's have a look at you on the bike.
And then, let me finish the story. And I remember as I came back with a petrol canister, falling off and damaging my leg and vowing that day never, ever to ride one of these beasts again. Would you like me to demonstrate me riding the bike?
I think so.
I'd kill you for this.
Go around the back, round to the side of Sarah, you can do it from there.
OK, I'm not feeling as young as I used to be, so I may not be able to do a wheelie. Right.
Is it all coming back?
And you had the petrol can as well, of course.
That's it, keep going, keep going.
see, it would have been a big help.
Can I make a comment? You're very out of breath.
Yes, I am.
And you've done one lap of this. Now, you're telling us that you cycled 3 miles.
Yes.
Do you remember having a coronary arrest at the end of the journey?
I was a lot younger in those days.
Why? When was it?
This was just after Christmas.
Lee, what are you doing?
I'm thinking in a minute I'm going to go wheelie the bike to the edge.
They're saying in my ear it seems like a very bad idea. I say, let it have a go.
Oh, they're saying to you, this is a bad idea. How do you think I feel? What, you mean the day people have said, pretend that you stole a child's bike and went to a petrol station, and they're saying, I'm the one with the bad idea? Can I just say, Rob, come here. You with your little body. Come on.
Will you help me onto it?
Right, I'll sit here and do the easy bit. Right, I think I'm just going to make him cycle around for a while. I'm doing rock riding.
Oh.
Fair play. Do you want me to help you onto the seat? Oh, jump!
Thank you. So, while Lee brings that huge bike back up, what are you thinking?
Stop me if you object, but I think we're going to say that it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie? All right.
Yeah.
It is, in fact, a lie!
It's Lee.
Oh. Says possession.
Right, under the desk is a box. If you bring the box onto the desk. Now, read the card first and then show us the possession.
I recently took a crash course in taxidermy, by the end of which I've managed to make this.
Okay, show us what this is. Pop it onto the desk. David's team, where would you like to begin?
What is it? I can't see.
Can we have a proper look?
That, Sheila, is what I call mouse on a skateboard.
Would you like me to take it across?
Please do.
What's it made of?
Made of mouse. With a little bit of skateboard.
Oh, no! Oh.
How was he killed? He looks like he was...
I should point out that he wasn't killed. He was found dead naturally.
Looks like he was found walking down a very small alley.
Careful, took ages.
Oh.
OK, first of all, how long was this course?
This is the first course. The course is... well, it takes place over about 16 weeks, so 4 months.
And how often did you go?
It happens every week.
Once a week.
To become a professional
Well,
taxidermist.
that goes on for 25 years and you meet once every 6 months?
That takes 4 years, or until the animal dies.
Can you... How did you do that mouse?
Basically, I found a mouse.
Where?
There, on the stair. I found the mouse, actually, in the cage which it was kept in because it was my child's pet.
And it was skateboarding?
No, he wasn't skateboarding. My son was a skateboarder, and that's why he wanted the mouse on the skateboard.
What did you do with the mouse that you found?
Well, the first thing I did was I had to break the news to my son, and I said, your mouse is dead. So that was that covered.
The mouse dies. You have a conversation with your son. What are we going to do? Let's stuff him. I know. I'll learn. I won't get a professional animal stuffer.
And that's because...
I'll learn to do it. You ring up the course. They say there happens to be a 16-week course starting next week.
Tell us what you do.
The first thing you've got to do is always check that the mouse is actually dead.
So, sorry, it's always a... It's always a mouse. This course is just for mouse stuffers. No one had anything else they wanted to do. So everyone, they all get your mouse out. First,
You've got to remember that it's an introductory course.
What did you scoop the inside
Thank you.
out?
There's someone finally interested in the art form. First thing you've got to do is get rid of the inside of the mouse.
How?
How'd you do that?
How? Good question, Sheila. You get a sharp blade and you make an incision from the back of the skull all the way down to the tail.
So what happens when you make that incision down the spine?
Down the spine, yeah.
What happens?
So now I can only be described as a very, very horrific pop-up book. Because I opened it up and it's not a pretty sight. I would describe it as sort of mouse spine-like. All like that. And the fella said, first rule of get stuffed, taxidermy, crash course. He said he's never, ever opened them from the back. I learned a lesson. You've got to learn, haven't you? You've got to learn. You've got to learn.
So what did you do?
Well, it immediately got me needle and thread.
So you stitched the mouse back up.
Stitch the mouse back up,
Right.
get him back to how he was.
Right.
Turn him over. Slice down the middle.
And then what did you do?
You have to effectively. There's no easy way of saying it. I had to scrape out his insides.
What do you put back in to give him that healthy...
You build individual fragments of bone shapes, but out of metal, and glue them all together. It takes 15 weeks on a Thursday night.
What do you think, David? It sounds very plausible to me, but what does your team think?
Sheila, what do you think?
No, I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
I can't see why anyone wouldn't believe that.
They're saying it's a lie. Lee,
Yeah.
is it the truth or is it a lie?
Oh, I actually have to go through the thing of pressing the button. Lie. Ooh, possession.
Now, take a look. There's a box under your desk. Place the item from the box on top of the desk first, and then read out the card. Thank you.
This is my lucky dice. I can always roll a 6 with it in 3 goes.
David.
Yeah!
Well, yeah, go on then.
Do you want to know how I came to discover this?
Yes, please.
Just found it in a box.
How long have you had it?
I've had it for about 20 years. Oh, the dice. I thought you meant my syphilis.
Where did you get it?
I got it from a woman in Highgate.
I meant the syphilis.
Sorry. I pay for it, $4.99.
We meant the dice.
Full of spots.
When did you first discover that you had that these dice or die were indeed lucky?
I was walking the back streets of Hong Kong.
Yes.
I'm down this dark alley.
Right.
There's a weird shop staying open late. I go in, a small bell rings, and a small Chinese man was there. Hang on, this is Gremlins, forget this. I got it from Hamleys.
Give us some examples of when you've used this lucky dice.
Well, I've used it. It helped me get together with my first girlfriend.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, that was her name. It wasn't a real name. It was Janet.
Janet. It helped you get together with Janet.
It helped me get together with Janet, my first girlfriend, because she was a big fan of magic.
Right.
And I said, oh, I can do a magic trick. And she said, what's that? I said, see this dice? I can guarantee, at any point I can roll it 3 times, and I'll always get a 6.
And how many times did you do it before Janet said, I love you?
She never expressed her love for me. But after I rolled it once, we slept together.
Well, maybe we should put this lucky dice to the test. Now, to get a proper view, why don't you could come out and use this bit of stage here. You'd be like one of those New York crap shooters from Guys and Dolls.
I mean, when would you like me to get it? Straight away, or would that just ruin it? I think a bit of tension for the last roll.
Bit of tension, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
make it
never
number
gone
3.
wrong in 20 years. Swallowed it. There's the first one. What is it, madam? 5. Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry. Awkward. It's Janet!
So, there's no worries. You've got 2 left.
OK. Here we go. I mean, be honest, it's pretty gripping, isn't it? It's actually pretty gripping stuff, isn't it?
Well, people watched Deal or No Deal, didn't they?
Attempt number 2. Here we go. It's
3.
3. So you're sticking to your promise of waiting for the 3rd roll. Where are you going?
Have a little sit down. So, what do we think? Is it true or is it...
You have to follow through on your promises. Right, here we go.
Come on.
Here we go.
Let me say that I personally am convinced that Lee is telling a lie, but that nevertheless he will now roll a 6.
Here he goes. Lee Mack, 3rd roll. Got to be a 6. It's rolling.
What do you think?
So what numbers did I get? Can anyone remember?
5, 3 and 2.
So they don't add up to 6 either, do they?
What do you think?
Can I just check? Is this definitely the dice I brought in?
I've got an idea. We can make this work by we retake Lee reading the card and he says, "This is my dice, it occasionally rolls a 6."
So, what are you going to say then, Johnny?
Lie.
Lie. Lee, truth or lie?
It was a lie.
It's Lee.
In the last year, I have broken not 1, but 2 world records.
David's team.
World records.
You heard it right.
What are they?
It's a darts world records, actually. The one sport I actually am not bad at.
Are they both in darts?
Both, yes. Both records are in darts. Both
And
world
what
records.
are the 2 records in darts that you now hold?
I am the world record holder for the most amount of number 2s in a minute. And I'm also the world record holder for the most bullseyes in a minute. But not just the bullseyes, the green bit, the outer 25 as well.
Right, so the most number 2s in a minute.
Correct.
And the most bullseyes. So, how many is it?
That's a good question. I can't remember. The number 2s, it's 18 number 2s in a minute.
Yeah.
And the bullseyes, or 25s, was 12.
Did you get an official, records adjudicator to come in?
The Guinness Book of Records were there.
You're saying that you're in the Guinness Book
I'm
of
going to be in the
Records?
Guinness Book of Records this year, yeah.
How was it organised?
It was actually a television programme got involved, so they booked the people.
What television programme?
Not that programme that hasn't been on for 20-odd years.
Cheryl Baker.
The new one called Officially Amazing, which is the children's version on children's television. Do you watch children's
I
television?
think the one you were talking about was also for children. It's just you were a child then.
Oh, yeah.
And did they televise both of your records? Did they think, God, that 2s one was good?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that, vary that up by having them aim at the bullseye. Did they think that was...
They told me in advance I could have a go at both world records. I think, to be fair, the first world record, the most number 2s in a minute, was a world record that had never been attempted before.
So there was no record to beat.
Correct.
So one would have won it, technically.
No, because they set a bar. They say you have to be at least a minimum standard. It's not like your opponents. You have to... you have to...
No, don't anger him.
Yeah, you have to reach a minimum standard, and I think the minimum standard for that, they said, was 14. But the bulls and 25s was an official record that did exist.
What was the previous record?
11.
And you got?
12.
What are you thinking, David?
Well, what do you think?
It sounds quite plausible. Like, there's loads of those kids' shows when they do those silly challenges and stuff.
No. Don't undermine my moment. This wasn't a silly little challenge. This was the world record.
Yeah, but as you say, it was a world record. It was the
first one, but the other one. But
someone's got to be the first one.
No, but the other one
Someone was there.
The other one wasn't. Don't make me come over there, David. The other one already existed and was 11 by an American.
Romesh.
I don't buy it. I think that they wouldn't let you go for 2 records in a show. Officially amazing, I've never heard of. That isn't officially amazing. It's not official, or is it amazing?
It might be. So
if it was a show called Vaguely Interesting, then
OK, we'll say lie.
You're going to say lie? OK. Lee, world record holder, twice. Truth or lie?
It is, in fact, true.